Holm is not only one of the greatest women's MMA fighters of all time, she's also one of the greatest female boxers of her era. Everyone is talking about Dakota Ditcheva right now, and with good reason. But could she stand up to a striking legend like the Preacher's daughter? And could her overwhelming finishing ability serve her well in a different division? If a prime Holm was locked in a cage with the modern-day Ditcheva, who would walk out? Trust us, this one is gonna be fun, folks. This is Fighting is Art. Let's get into it. Dakota Ditcheva, fighter profile. Dakota Ditcheva is well and truly one of the most exciting fighters in any combat sport today. Though now tied to the PFL, it's a foregone conclusion that she will eventually make her way to the UFC. She comes from a background in kickboxing, just like her famous mother, Lisa Howarth. And though it may be too early to be sure, it looks like she will become an even greater fighter than her mother ever was. Holm, fighter profile. What can we really say about Holm that hasn't already been said? She's a two-sport world champion and a bona fide legend in both, a striker of elite quality no matter what rule set she's fighting under. To say that Holm outperformed all expectations would be putting it lightly. She found new parts of her skill set in MMA, which would never even occur to a boxer. Dakota Ditcheva, strengths and weaknesses. Dakota Ditcheva is the type of striker who can really pose a threat to Holm, even in her prime, whether she's snapping lethal front kicks up the middle or battering her target with elbows in close. Ditcheva is a danger from everywhere, and when she senses that a finish might be imminent, her ability to swarm is on another level. Holm would definitely have a wrestling and BJJ advantage, or at least we can assume as much, based on what we've seen. But Dakota is by no means a one-trick pony. Dakota Ditcheva, key performances. This fight showcased the wrestling skills of Ditcheva, testing the distance early.
It's a good way to deal with the leg kicks.
Dakota tore through her opponent's knees with no care. She changed stances like prime stylebender and employed her long legs.
Ditcheva very willing to switch stances.
And the knees again was the weapon of destruction. Then Dakota threw Hermanson around like a rag doll. For a minute, Dakota practiced her wrestling game on her opponent.
I like seeing this from Ditcheva. I like seeing the growth in her game.
Doing her best Khabib impression, from the top position, Dakota transitioned to taking Hermanson's back and locked in a rear naked choke to end the fight, securing the first submission win of her MMA career. The striker kickboxer did not only show that she has great grappling defense, she also showed her ability to grapple offensively and choke her opponents to sleep if necessary. Valentina Scatizzi had a very tough assignment in front of her, and her early pressure was clearly only getting her tagged.
Scatizzi in the southpaw stance, coming out aggressive.
Nice. Early attempts to wrestle Dakota did not produce the results she was expecting.
Blocked. See if she can get Dakota. Put her on her back.
And when she finally broke free, she punished her opponent for even trying.
Yes, exactly. Good work by Dakota maintaining balance, and look at that.
Dakota was truly on fire here, at range, in close, everywhere. She messed up Scatizzi's eye so badly that the ref called the fight off then and there.
That eye, we might not see number 2 with that eye looking like it does. I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this.
Chelsea Hackett was clearly dealing with some technical and physical deficits coming into this one.
In the black kid, Chelsea Hackett with that push white.
But she did try her best to stifle Dakota early by pushing her up against the fence.
Behind Dakota. Dakota's trying to dig that left elbow in, trying to...
All she was doing was delaying the inevitable.
Work here by Chelsea Hackett to keep Dakota Ditcheva defensive in this position.
Little did she know that Ditcheva was ready to give her a taste of her own medicine.
Ditcheva makes the playoffs with a win of any kind.
And as soon as Ditcheva found her opening, she ripped through Hackett's defenses.
Those knees are brutal. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work.
Ditcheva didn't waste time unleashing her long, powerful legs.
Mission. I'm interested to see if she tries to take down.
The British Bulgarian proved to be too strong in the grappling department.
Santos trying to get that body lock. She's got double underhook.
She reversed her opponent.
These double underhooks to get Dakota Ditcheva to the ground.
Nice job.
And on the feet, her signature front kick found a home on Santos's face.
Santos moves forward.
She outclassed the now depressed Brazilian, bringing loud cheers from the crowd.
Under 1 minute now in this first frame. And a flurry from Ditcheva.
Every attempt by Santos was rewarded with brutal countershots.
$170 swag bundle for free.
She sneaks out of the side. Nice elbow.
She blasted her rival against the fence.
The nose.
And Dakota uncorked hard shots against the former UFC title challenger like never before.
Santos is hurt. Elbow coming in from Ditcheva. There's a couple. Santos is hurt. About reaching down.
With seconds to go in the round, a thudding knee and flurry of body shots turned her insides to dust, and saving Santos was in the hands of the referee, crowning Ditcheva Britain's first female MMA world champion.
For sure. Santos is in trouble. She's in big trouble. Here's the replay.
Just
That hurts.
punches against Chelsea Hackett and Lisa Malden. Hook to the body, knee to the solar plexus. Benefit is for Jenna Bishop because she can hit the liver.
Dakota likes the straight right favorite target. And in recent fights,
Dropped back, gave up a little ground, and then loaded that left.
Then the cocky rival tried dominating Dakota in the grappling department.
Ditcheva does have one submission victory to her credit.
But Dakota, undeterred, tried to sneak in a triangle choke, but her opponent was wise to the danger.
Long limbs of Dakota are going to make it difficult for her. Now she's set up a triangle, but I don't think she's going to get...
Now, done with the play fighting, Dakota burst through Bishop's abdomen with sharp knees that immediately sent her crashing.
Is going to be unbelievable.
Looking to give her opponent a proper send-off, Dakota asked Bishop to stand up, only to follow up with a parade of blows that ended the fight.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Bishop's in trouble. And that does it. Straight in the forehead. That puts her down again.
With her future opponent in the crowd, Dakota knew she had sent fear through their hearts, signaling them to shut up. The ferocity of the finish and the accuracy of her finishing punches sent a fear throughout the PFL flyweight division.
There's a big knee right up the middle into the knee, and then the second one right leads her way in, a teep, and then a straight right hand that puts...
Holly Holm, strengths and weaknesses. When it comes to Holly Holm, her boxing is definitely as polished as it comes, but the way she gradually morphed into a specialized kicker was truly impressive. And these days, she's one of the most famous head kickers in MMA, in any gender. She also has excellent conditioning and fantastic wrestling abilities, forged from her long-standing relationship with Jackson Wink MMA. A prime Holly Holm doesn't have any glaring weaknesses that Dakota could exploit, except perhaps for her preference for fighting at a slower pace than her opponent. Holly Holm, key performances. Of course, we had to include the fight that turned Holm into a legend, her clash with the trailblazing force that was Ronda Rousey. Even though Holm was just as credentialed, when this bout kicked off, we all thought we were about to get more of the same from Rousey, a quick armbar finish. But early on, it became clear that Holly had a lot more in her locker than most of Ronda's past opponents. And it all came to a head in round 2, when Holly decided to pull the trigger with a huge head kick, knocking Ronda into oblivion to steal her bantamweight crown. It was the shock of the decade, but really, people should have seen it coming. Bethe Correa is the type of fighter who likes to bring a little bad blood to proceedings, even when there's no clear need. But in there with Holly, she managed to awaken something truly fierce in her opponent. Just as Correa was starting to feel confident, just as he taunted the legendary Holm, that's when Holly struck. The head kick was lethal, and the results were instantaneous. A violent knockout. Correa had officially made a massive fool of herself. Fight prediction. This one is a tricky fight to predict. If we're talking about a prime Holly Holm, she's gonna have size over Ditcheva. She even fought for featherweight gold in the UFC. Would her boxing prowess and all that impeccable footwork be enough to keep Dakota off of her? Well, perhaps at first. And if Holly does decide to put all that extra muscle to use and hold Ditcheva up against the fence, like she has done to opponents in her later years, then things could get very interesting. But if Dakota can make this a firefight, we do think that her Muay Thai will give her an edge in the violence department. And even though she might be giving up size to Holm, we think she could get the job done over 5 rounds, not finishing Holly, but through a closely fought technical battle with a few exciting moments here and there. But who do you think would come out on top in this major super fight? Would it be the tried and tested veteran savvy of Holm or the explosive youth of Dakota? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.